Madrid. Yebes has the look. I saw him at the weigh-in yesterday, Jimmy. He had the look of a tennis professional from a club in California, but he's got some toughness about him. He's had 16, 17 fights, never been stopped, and they've gone 12 rounds with the likes of Patrick Nielsen in Denmark. Admittedly, Nielsen is not the biggest puncher in the world, but it'll be interesting to see if Matthew can get him out of there inside the 8 rounds, or whether he didn't want to, because he's gathered a bit of rust over the last 2 or 3 years, hasn't he?
Yeah, this is Matthew's first fight of the year, which is a bit disappointing. He's had a couple of fights which have fallen through, but I mean, he's at the stages of his career, obviously looking for a 4th opportunity to win a world title, but he's lost in his market value has never been dented because he always puts up a terrific show. He's very well thought of at home and over in the States as well. So still big fights out there for him. So he wants to look good here and just shed the rust.
Had a frustrating few months as well, hasn't he? Because he was chasing Felix Sturm as Yebes looks to go after him and lands a right hook to the body there, but he was chasing Sturm. That never happened. He thought he had Daniel Giel lined up. Giel, good hook to the body there from Macklin. He thought he had Giel lined up. Giel took the money and went to take on Golovkin. And then he had an eliminator lined up at the end of August in Dublin, but that whole show got scrapped. So here he is, looking to get rid of some frustration on this gritty Spaniard.
See, Macklin has a very aggressive style. You know, that's one of the reasons, obviously, it's so good to watch. But you have to be careful when you get a little bit older. He's 32 now. You know, you sometimes start taking punches that maybe when you're a few years younger you didn't take. So, I mean, we have to allow for a bit of ring rust, but he's taken a couple of shots already that I'm sure he won't be too happy about.
Okay. Box.
Siegel, the Viennese referee, telling off the use of the shoulder for Yebes. Yebes out of range, then walking onto a left hand and then missing back.
Put your head.
Good little spell that for Macklin.
Well, early signs are that
Yebes, right, though.
Yeah, that's another one that Matthew maybe should not be taken. Already we can see Yebes is here to put up a show. Macklin just wants to start worrying about defence and worrying about facial damage. Doesn't want he needs some momentum, so he certainly doesn't want any injuries. But this has been a real good opening round.
Sammy Bastian tweeted at Paddy Power, "Squeaky bum time. Need this one to land a 5-fold accumulator." Well, we hear you, Sammy. And what could possibly go wrong? Uh-oh. It's the chairman's daughter. It's twins. That's going to mess with his head. Well, Sam, if your ACCA survives this madness, you deserve a big reward. We're offering a 20% bonus on all 5-fold and up accumulators. That's your winnings in your pocket plus a 20% bonus. Only with Paddy Power.
Download the Paddy Power app or pop into a shop and bet now.
Macklin wurde geboren am 14.05.82, hat 35 Kämpfe, 30 Siege, 20 durch Knockout.
Yeah, the better punching coming from Macklin, but taking a few that maybe he's going to have to worry about. Maybe just the sharpness, not quite what it was. He's been out since December last year.
Round 2.
Round 2 of this 8-round middleweight contest. Matthew Macklin in the green up against the veteran from Madrid, José Yebes. Yebes never been stopped, never been in with someone who hits as hard as Macklin, though, it has to be said. But you can tell that Yebes was well schooled, and as an amateur, Jimmy, he boxed in the European Championships, in the World Championships as well. He's no mug.
No, I think they'd hopes for him when he turned pro, and he had a good start to his career, but then things just seemed to go off the rails. I don't know why. But you can see how capable he is already. I mean, that was a terrific effort that we saw from him in the opening round. So Macklin wants some head movement that we used to see from him, and some solid punches. This fellow needs to be discouraged a little bit, I think. Too lively.
Very lively indeed. See if Matthew can get some of those trademark hooks to the body. Misses with a big right hand there. And he's been looked after at the moment by his old trainer, so he's gone back in time. Remember when he fought Felix Sturm in Germany nearly 3.5 years ago now? He had Joe Gallagher looking after him, and Joe taking charge at least while Matthews' trainer Jamie Moore makes a full recovery from his well-documented injuries.
Well, I would say Macklin doesn't want this fellow coming forward if he can do something about it, because he gets a bit of momentum into his punches when he's coming forward. So, jab, important here, meet this fellow as he comes forward. His defences were good there. But, you know, get this fellow on his heels if you can do it. Just kind of probing jabs here from Macklin. I imagine he's looking for the right hand or the left hook. But I would say a snappy jab would be better at this early stage.
Still a lot of good opportunities out there for Macklin if he can just shed some of that rust. Decent right hand there over the top from Macklin, but Yebes took it fairly well.
I think Macklin may have been a little bit surprised in the opener. Quite possible Yebes was more of a handful than he was expecting, so he seems to have knuckled down a bit better. His concentration is where it should be. But signs are this fellow is here to make him work.
Macklin did a really nice job of making him miss and then catching him with a solid right hand over the top as well. Oh, got caught with an uppercut himself there, Macklin. Yebes doing some good work inside.
Macklin settled a bit better in the second round, produced some better work, but still taking the odd shot that you would imagine you should be dealing with better.
Sammy Bastian tweeted at Paddy Power, "Squeaky bum time. Need this one to land a 5-fold accumulator." Well, we hear you, Sammy. And what could possibly go wrong? Uh-oh. It's the chairman's daughter. It's twins. That's going to mess with his head. Well, Sam, if your acca survives this madness, you deserve a big reward. We're offering a 20% bonus on all 5-fold and up accumulators. That's your winnings in your pocket plus a 20% bonus. Only with Paddy Power.
Download the Paddy Power app or pop into a shop and bet now.
Round 3 scheduled for 8. Matthew Macklin in the green. José Yebes, the 35-year-old from Madrid, in the red. Matthew probably just happy to be back in business, because since losing to Golovkin, 15 months ago now, he's just had the one fight in Atlantic City. That went the distance. He's just not been very busy with one thing and another. So I don't think he'll mind taking his time with this fella. A couple of nice uppercuts again from Yebes.
He's actually looking dangerous up close there, Yebes. He's quicker off the mark when they're up close. I don't know what Macklin's thinking about. But Macklin used his skills a bit more in the second round. Good stuff there from him. And better upper body movement as he comes forward. But still, I would imagine he needs this fellow backed up.
That's going to take a bit of doing. Picking nice single shots there. Macklin got a nice left to the body, and it was nowhere near low. The referee did have a better view than me, I have to admit, but that didn't look low.
Well, a couple of decent right hands from Macklin, but noticeable it didn't shift this fellow in the slightest. So the reputation for toughness, the referee's just becoming a little bit too busy, I think.
He's a nuisance. There's nothing going on in there. Well, he's durable. He's got that 12-rounder against Patrick Nielsen I was talking about earlier. He had a 10-rounder for the Spanish title, lost that, obviously on points. That's better work from Macklin.
Macklin's right hand is working well when he uses it. You know, he's aiming his jab to the chest. I don't know if that's what he's been told to do in the corner. But I think the right hand, when he brings that into play, it's working well for him.
And he's doing a good job here of keeping Yebes out of range and spearing him with that left of his own. Yebes continues to come looking for him, but again a bit crude and clumsy and missing wildly again there. This is much, much better from Macklin now.
Yeah, that was nice defensive work there from Macklin. He's just warming to the task. I think maybe just caught a little bit by surprise in the opening round. Again, he's bent. He's ducking down with his knees bent. He's not ducking low. This referee is just becoming too busy.
Just missed with the right hand there, Macklin, but Yebes unable to capitalise.
See, when he missed with the shot, he thought about defence, you know, get the head moving from side to side. So he's thinking what he's doing now. His mind's on the job and boxing well. But signs are this is an 8-rounder that's going to go all the way. This guy certainly looks tough.
My name is Akash Odedra. I am a dancer and choreographer. Growing up, I was always made to feel it was not right to be a dyslexic. I had a lot to say, but it was very difficult to put into words. So I danced stories through my body. Sky Academy's mentorship offers the sense of freedom. Often when you get any financial help, it's quite restricting. But what's really interesting is having a mentor which really nurtures you to flourish and grow.
Sky Academy, helping young people fulfill their potential.
Round 4 then of this 8-round middleweight contest. José Yebes in the red, 35 years old, but fit as a flea, isn't he, Jim? You saw him on his stool there, smiling and thoroughly enjoying himself. He's tough, he's strong, capable, ridiculously good shape.
Yeah, nothing that Macklin has done so far has deterred him in the slightest. He's come here fancying the job. He's mixed in good company, never been stopped, as you've said already. So, thankfully, Macklin seems to have his skills on display. He's boxing well, defensively he's good. But I would like to see the jab a bit more solid, and I'd like to see him try to push this fellow back.
Well, you mentioned the jab. That was one thing Joe Gallagher was just stressing in the corner there, wasn't it? Got to establish the jab. And Matthew, of course, still has a terrific future. A lot of fights out there potentially from him. Got caught with the right hand there. Yebes doesn't seem to pack a punch, and his record would suggest that. Just the 4 stoppages in his dozen or so wins. But still, you don't want to leave yourself open to get tagged like that.
Yeah, as I say, Macklin has to be careful of facial damage. He needs a little bit of momentum. He needs a couple of these fights under his belt. Then maybe see what opportunities are available at the higher level.
So many potentially big fights out there for Matthew Macklin, and that's what he's going to be looking for. There's Martin Murray, of course. Word on the street is those two aren't exactly the best of mates. Don't know if that's true or not. Maybe Martin will be able to tell us. But that's certainly there. Andy Lee, an all sort of Irish battle. I know Andy's down at light middleweight these days. It wouldn't take an awful lot to bring him back.
You know, this is a good spell from Yebes. Yeah, Macklin having to respond, but he's been outworked in this little section here. No, he's giving this fellow a little bit too much leeway in this round, I think.
Oh, got him again. That's a bit better from Macklin over the top. But yeah,
I just don't think Macklin's taking charge as much as he needs to do at this level. You know, he's picking nice punches, but this fellow's tough and he's taking the shots and coming back with his own. So I think he needs the jab to be working better for him. And again, I'll say it, could he push this fellow back? This has been a tough round.
just don't get it with Yebes. As you say, Jim, you know, he's never been stopped and all that. Decent amateur, that was a nice combination from Macklin, and unbeaten in his first 9, but has done nothing since then. He looks capable of a lot more than that.
Yeah, well, you can see he knows exactly what he's about, and his toughness. He doesn't have a lot of power, but that was a pick-em round, that one.
Estamos en la misma, no tienes que dejar que se anticipe. Él está intentando poner un poquito más y tal, pero no tiene nada, José. Izquierda, 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 derecha, ya está. Y cuando se junte por la velocidad, tira el 3 o 4 cuando esté cerquita. Tarda mucho en reaccionar, pero luego los tira potente.
Yeah, well, they both had their spells in that round. That was a good round to watch. That was. I just felt that a lot of the time Yebes was allowed to come forward too much. But that's the right hand that I feel Macklin should be using more often. It's working for him.
Round 5. Macklin looking to try and go through the gears here in the second half of this fight. Let's see if he can do it. Macklin's continuing to do decent work with that left hand. And that was a nice combination again. Nice counter right. Followed up as well. Yebes takes a decent shot.
I mean, the damage from Macklin is coming from the right hand. You know, he's kind of popping with the jab. He's not snapping it out. Just looks to be using it as a range finder. Again, the referee wants just to maybe let them get on with it. And that's good work from Macklin, but he wants to be snapping that jab out. More of a weapon than a range finder.
Again, much better defensively. Good head movement, reflexes on show here from Macklin. He definitely a little bit rusty, as you said, Jim, in the early couple of rounds. Got tagged with the left there.
Yeah, again, the right hand is really working well for him. That was good stuff too from the left. So, no signs yet that he has the power to discourage this fellow Macklin. So it looked like a tough 8-rounder, and it's still looking that way.
And I think he's quite happy with that. I think he needs rounds and wants rounds. Accompanied by his brother Seamus. He does a lot of work with his brother. Turning into a decent coach in his own right, Seamus. Good body shot at the end of that one from Yebes.
Yeah, but Macklin's forcing things at the moment. It's not flowing from him. Maybe the little bit of the ring rush that you've mentioned.
That was better as well from Yebes. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, but you know, he's producing good work, Macklin. But that jab, you know, where he's pushing it out towards the chest. You know, Yebes is quite happy with that and comes through it and gets his own punches off. No, good work again from Yebes.
This referee, an amateur background perhaps.
Defensively, Macklin still looks sound, but certainly not in command. You know, he's not dictating what's happening here.
Oh, got caught with an uppercut there, Macklin. And again, Yebes, and that seeming lack of power is a good thing, because Matthew's been caught clean a few times, landed a couple himself there. Good sharp hands from Macklin, but misses with the big overhand right. Yebes slipped inside that.
Yebes still looking full of life and full of ambition.
He's busy, isn't he?
You're throwing a jab to the body and you're back to the ropes, and he's chopping down the right hand on you. Don't throw that shot, alright, okay? Do it in the middle of the ring that you get room to step back on. Don't be throwing the jab to the body with your back against the rope and chopping the right hand down on you, alright? You started off lovely. You were slipping, coming on this side of him, right hand over the top. That's all you've got to do. When you've hit him hard, he comes for you. So time it, boom, here he comes. Slip either there, boom, right uppercut, or the right hand over the top. That's just it. Second out.
Round 6, and Mick Williamson, the cuts man, is working on the left eye of Matthew Macklin there. It looks a bit puffy right at the start of the fight, and there's a bit of swelling and a mark underneath the left eye as well now, so they're looking to manage that damage.
Yeah, And Joe Gallagher in the corner was saying pretty much the same thing as myself. Macklin's throwing a slow, lazy jab to the body, and Yebes is just walking through it and getting his own punches off. He needs more snap in the jab. Then he needs to try and take command a bit more than he's doing. This is a bit better. But Yebes still full of life.
Yeah, not made a dent in him at all, Matthew, who may go back with Jamie Moore when Jamie's fully recovered. That'll be a decision that the fighter will make himself at the appropriate time. I'm talking about fights out there for him. Well, who knows what's going on with the WBO belt at the moment. That body shot not getting in. Peter Quillin has relinquished it, according to some reports. The WBA has said, WBO, excuse me, said, oh no, he hasn't. And the IBF, Sam Solomon has gone over to America. He's in New York at the moment to fight Jermaine Taylor in Biloxi, Mississippi next month. And one of those routes you would think is the route that Matthew Macklin would take if he wants to get back in the world title picture.
Well, that was good from Macklin. Blocked his shot, come back with a counter, but he's on the counter, which is unusual. That's better from Macklin. You know, I just wonder if he... You know, when you're not in the gym, you can get fit in a matter of weeks, but you don't build the stamina. And the fact that he's been out for so long, maybe he doesn't have the stamina to call upon. No, because he's just picking away, quite happy to work at a steady pace, as opposed to raise the pace. This is good from him.
It's got to have an effect, though, Jim. You know, since that Sturm fight in June 2011, and I'll go to my grave now thinking that he won that one, he's only had the 3 fights. 2 of them at the very, very highest level, of course.
Now, this is better from him. But yeah, what I say, if you're not in the gym constantly, and fighters at Matthew's stage in his career, they only go to the gym when they have a fight coming up. Well, you don't have stamina. You want to build the stamina from the previous fight and the one before that. And he's been out of the ring for a long time, and to be quite honest, it looks like that. This is a better round from him. He's meeting Yebes in the centre of the ring. He's not being pushed back so much, so this is much better. But there's that right hand I would like to see a bit more of.
I'll tell you something, Jim, that August date in Dublin that got scrapped, I mean, that was for a WBC eliminator, and big picture-wise, that might have done Matthew a bit of good, because he doesn't look ready to be back at that level yet. Just amplifying what you say, he needs a good 8-rounder like this. And Yebes keeping the pressure on and actually finishing the stronger.
He hasn't produced in this round, though, Yebes. This is a big finish from him, but a good round from Macklin, just landing a low one right on the bell.
Oh, yeah, I will be.
1, 2, tienes la conseguir, entra, para 1, 2, que no avance. Y él tiene que meter el pie y avanzar, y no alcanza de tirar los goles, pero tarda mucho en hacer eso. Vale, pues no le dejes.
Yeah, there was some good work from Macklin in that round. They took a good solid shot back. Towards the end of the round, Yebes warmed his task a little bit more. But that's been the story all the way through. You know, Yebes maybe a little bit better than Macklin expected.
Round 7 then of this 8-rounder. Macklin having his hands full here with José Yebes, and just to correct myself, Jim, I said he'd only had the 3 fights since Sturm in June 2011. I'd actually forgotten the blink and you missed it, the 1-rounder against Joaquim Alcine. But still, not a lot of rounds, not a lot of activity. The original point stands.
Yeah, but no continuity, which is the big problem. See, there he's dipping down and throwing that jab to the body. I think he needs good, solid jabs to the head to try to knock some of the enthusiasm out of this fellow, but he's never really used that jab as a weapon tonight. It's more of a rangefinder. The hook and the right hand, just as we're seeing there, have been good, but not the jab.
And Yebes continues to look to try and exploit gaps. No power, it would seem, though, Jim. Just can't do anything to back Matthew Macklin up on a consistent basis. Matthew happily turning away on the ropes there, but couldn't capitalise himself.
Well, Macklin, you know, has the classier moves when he gives himself a little bit of a shake, but it's not vintage Matthew Macklin. That right hand, which I'm surprised he's not using it more often. He never misses with it. But to throw the right hand, he needs space, so he needs to be out in the centre of the ring, not against the ropes. A bit of the shoulder from Yebes there.
Yeah, blindside of the referee this time. Otherwise we'd have heard from him. Really digging in those hooks to the body. First a left, then a right. Nothing doing as far as Yebes is concerned. He took him so well. Now, can he maintain this here, Macklin? Can he keep the pressure on?
See, it's a different fight when he takes charge. When he stands his ground and tries to push Yebes back, it's a different fight altogether. This fella is a complete pest when you allow him to come forward. He's strong, he's determined. This is much better from Macklin.
But again, Yebes takes what he's got, comes back. Oh, lovely hook. The first one was blocked and he just spun the hook in immediately. Really good work that from Macklin.
See, Yebes can't match that kind of work. Macklin has got the class, the experience. But a lovely right hand once again. That's what's needed.
And I think he might have just temporarily shaken him there. It's come right on the bell, and I think already Yebes looks like he might have recovered. And yeah, there he is, putting on a flourish in the last few seconds here, Yebes, just as he did in the last round. Good round though, much better from Macklin.
Cuando va para atrás no tiene nada, o sea, no es capaz de contragolpear, no es capaz de hacer nada. Cuando él vaya para atrás, cuando él vaya para atrás, José, avanza, con cojones, tirándolo.
All right. Watch the right uppercut, José. Yeah. Watch that right uppercut, yeah. Watch the right stand, yeah. Around the sides, I'm killing stuff. Nothing silly.
Last round of this entertaining middleweight affair. Matthew Macklin in the green and José Yebes from Madrid in the red. Yebes has certainly come to look for him, had his moments, no power at all, never troubled Macklin. But Macklin's been made to work and he's been given a pretty decent workout here. And I think this is going to stand him a lot of good. Nice left-hand counter there from Macklin. Yebes took it so well as he has throughout this fight.
Macklin has caught him flush so often, but Yebes just comes straight through them. You know, remarkably tough. Okay, if Macklin's timing's not what it should be, there's maybe not full power in these punches, but they're accurate, well delivered. And this fellow comes right through them.
Caught again there, Macklin. I know he did a bit of sparring with Paul Smith ahead of this one in the Gallagher gym. And Yebes was open to the right hand and got it. And a big right hand from Yebes caught Macklin. A smile all round.
Yeah, a little feint back from Macklin just to, to break the momentum there, which was smart.
Yeah. Yebes once again being allowed to seize the initiative. And here he comes again. Macklin looking to flick out those jabs. Good left hook. Almost took him off balance there, Yebes.
Come shield out.
Yeah. I think that was the hook that did the damage. Because he was definitely shaking a bit there, Yebes, but it's the Macklin gum shield with all that exertion that flew out.
Yeah, Macklin just wants to, you know, dig in here, just get the punches out, just do pretty much as he's doing. producing the classier work here. But terrific effort all the way through from Yebes, and a few of these rounds were pick-em.
Well, I'm sure Yebes might have popped up on the radar of 2 or 3 British promoters as a decent test.
Producing the classier work again, but he's made to work every second of this fight, so this will do him no harm whatsoever. Good work there, lovely right. That's a right hand, it's worked beautifully.
Been a good workout, Jim. Don't suppose you'll give him an A+, but how would you grade this?
No, I think there's signs of ring rust. They're not his best performance, but the main thing is he gets the win. Couple of rounds you could have seen towards Yebes, always felt the classier work was coming from Macklin, but obviously that's exactly what he needed. Little flashes of the vintage Matthew Macklin, but not, I would say, vintage performance. We've caught a lot of punches in the first couple of rounds, so probably warmed to the task. You know, got his timing a little bit better. His defence certainly improved as it went along, and good quality punches like this, for me, were the difference between the two most of the way through. But what an effort from Yebes.
Yeah, it was a big effort from Yebes. An effort that's in vain, because all the quality, most of the quality, certainly if not all of it, was coming from Macklin. A little bit of tetchiness right on that final bell.
Yeah, I think the punch landed just on the bell, but they've had 24 minutes to beat each other up. You don't need overtime.
Macklin almost landed on the referee there. Would have done us all a favour.
You can see the swelling on the eye. He knows he had to work hard. So this fellow has earned his cash, Mr. Yebes has.
3 German judges scoring this one. Macklin certainly thinks he's won. I would be astounded if the scorecards were close. But in this game, of course, you never know. And Macklin knows all about getting a decision in Germany, doesn't he, or not? And it's a long delay, but I think we're finally ready, as the referee has called them together. So let's see if it's a win for Matthew Macklin. Yeah, he gets it quite right. So he can look ahead, possibly to another shot at a world title, possibly to a fight that would have great domestic implications. The bottom line is he couldn't afford a slip-up here tonight against the very capable José Yebes. Matthew Macklin delivered, got the job done.